So picking up the tune with Bobi Wine and Zolani Mahola will be Nigerian musicians Ade Bantu in a recorded concert under the theme Freedom Festival Change Through Music on September the 27th. Activists in their home countries want to use the music to openly speak out against corruption and injustice in their countries and in the region. The concert, which is being recorded in Soweto today, will be streamed virtually for audiences. To tell us more about the event, we are joined now via Zoom by Ade Bantu in Germany. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us, Ade. So just talk to us about the importance of the collaboration of musicians across the continent to speak to the largest demographic, which is the youth.
I think it's very, very important that we build a Pan-African alliance. African music is at the forefront of the global pop movement. We've never experienced it in this form ever before. We're not world music, we're now global pop players. And as such, there's a lot of responsibility that we have to shoulder. We have a young population, and I think we have to understand the urgency and deliver accordingly. What we have in cross-border on the continent is that there's a resurgence of authoritarianism. And what we have is people's freedom of expression, freedom of speech being curtailed by authoritarian dictator-type politicians, be it in Nigeria. If you look at what's happening, say, in Ethiopia, you look at what has happened in South Africa, you look at the crisis in Mali or in Guinea. So there's a lot that needs to be addressed, and I think it's important that we build networks, especially musical networks, because I believe music has the power and the potential to move and to change society at large.
Ida, what is that common thread between somebody who is in Nigeria facing that subjugation that you're talking about and somebody who is in Guinea, in Chad, in the Sudan, who is in Namibia, etc.? It obviously is in varying degrees, and the conflict may not be shaped in the same way. But what is the common message that you have for your audience about this?
The common message I have is that you are not alone, first and foremost. We stand in solidarity with you. And what is more important is that we are here with our music to amplify your voices, because ultimately what we have is the government trying to stifle dissenting voices. And what we have is government using all its power to make sure that these young people are not heard. We had young people that went out on the streets in Nigeria to protest against brutality, and the government answered by sending in the army or to disperse them. So what we're trying to say across board is that we come with solidarity, and we share the trauma. There's a shared trauma across board. I mean, we've all gone through various forms of military dictatorships or oppression in whatever shape or form. So that shared trauma is what unites us, and it is what gives us the urgency and the strength as well.
Ade, tell us a little bit about your own journey. I'm sure it'll resonate with a lot of young people, even here in South Africa, because sometimes, unfortunately, misunderstanding about so-called cultural differences make us lose the importance of that connection. As you say, your activism has drawn criticism. Tell us about your journey and why you're continuing.
Well, I've always been a conscious artist. Conscious meaning that I've always reflected on what is happening around me. And I am a child of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Lucky Dube, Miriam Makeba, and what have you not. And that has informed my compositions, my melodies, and what I sing about. So I've gone through various attempts by government to stifle my music. For example, my music, the music I play with my band Bantu, is not played on Nigerian radio or television. They refuse to air our videos. They refuse to play our music. Reason being that the Nigerian government uses the broadcasting code to fine stations, be they radio or be they TV or other media outlets that are critical of government. So if I sing a song that is going to be aired as part of this concert, say disrupt the program, where I say we have to stand up for our rights, they can't play it on television or they can't play it on radio. So that has become part and parcel of my being, and I refuse to be silenced because I am privileged. Ultimately, I have a fan base. I am bicultural. My mom is German. My dad is Nigerian. I have two nationalities. I grew up on two continents, Europe and Nigeria. The question is, what do I make of this privilege? And I've decided a long time ago to show solidarity with the down-pressed, with those that are being oppressed, and to amplify their voices, as I said earlier on.
Ade Bantu, thank you so much for speaking to us. And I'm sure the audiences across the spectrum looking forward to hearing all of these artists, including Bobi Wine and Zolani Mahola, as you've seen, speaking to our international news editor earlier on. Well, that's it, how we leave you this evening.